guys, welcome to the first episode of Inside the Abroad Life. You might be wondering that what inspired this name. So there's this statement we used to say back then. We'll be like, oh, inside life. I don't know how to explain it, but if you get it, you get it. And also Nigerians, when you're abroad, they don't say abroad, they say, oh, you are in the abroad. It's just a little cheeky way of, of saying that. So I felt like it would be a good name for this series. Yay, clap for me, guys. Let me know if you like the name. Anyways, I changed my setup a little bit. I always wanted to have a desk, but it was giving presenter, it was giving too serious. But I think I'm going to stick with the desk. It's quite comfortable. Let's go straight into the video. I will be talking about my first impressions of the UK. I think the first thing I would say was how clean and organized, relatively, right? After living there for a while, I can say, okay, some places are not that clean. But my first impression was, oh my gosh, this place is clean, it's organized. It felt futuristic. It felt like I stepped into the future. The buses just being on time, the trains being on time, going underground, traveling underground. Like, it just felt like I was coming from the past and I teleported into the future. That's how I felt. It felt a bit futuristic to me. You later get used to those things, but at the first instance, you're just wowed. Everything just works. I remember the first time I connected my iPhone to Wi-Fi. The phone started bringing up different things that I had never seen in my life. I had an iPhone 8 Plus at that time. And I was using it in Nigeria. But when I got to the UK, it now felt like a new phone. Everything, I think all the things the inbuilt, I don't even know what to call it, the system was just working properly. I was saying, so my phone can do this. Are you serious? It was that funny. My phone was working well. Everything just works. Like, stuff works. I don't blame people when they say the system works. Everything works, guys. Something that really stressed me out when I was in Nigeria was going to the market, right? For some reason, I don't like the market. It is disorganized, it is loud, sometimes very dirty. When rain falls, it's a no-go area. It's a lot. It's a lot for me. So I even thought I did not like cooking, but actually I love cooking. I just don't like the process of going to the market. One thing I absolutely loved about the UK was how convenient shopping was, guys. In Nigeria, when you walk into a grocery store, you're working with that bias of, okay, I'm probably about to pay like double the price for something, right? They make you pay for convenience, right? But in the UK, it's not like that. Like, you have so many options to choose from. There's Aldi, there's Lidl, there's Asda, there's Tesco, there's Morrisons, there's Sainsbury's, there is there's one fancy one. What is it called? Waitrose. If you're feeling fancy, depending on what you like, you go for what you want, right? There's certain times that I'm feeling like I got a bit of money, I would go into Waitrose, I would go into Sainsbury's, to get like high-end stuff. But like for your everyday, day-to-day needs, you have your Lidl, you have your Asda, you have your Morrisons. You're shopping conveniently without stress. The idea of just going to the supermarket every day, like it was fun. There are actually roadside markets in the UK, and I hardly patronize them because in my head I'm thinking, I did not come all the way from Nigeria to be going to roadside markets. So it was me and the stores, like, and I still miss that. When I came back and I saw Boku, I was like, okay, finally something. It's not Asda level or Morrison's level, but it's a start, like. And the fact that you can go into Boku confidently knowing that, you are paying, even if it's not exactly the market price, but you are paying very close to the market price and you are getting a bit of convenience, right? Even though people talk about like the supermarket staff being rude, I try not to pay attention to it. I just buy what I need and I go. So I hope that more things come out like that, where it doesn't feel bougie or it doesn't feel, over the top. It's just convenient shopping at affordable prices. I hope we can get to that point where walking into a supermarket or grocery store does not mean that you're asking to be charged double the price for something. And I'm sure these stores probably have their reasons for why they charge the way they do. But I mean, can we talk about the crosswalk? I don't know if it's called crosswalk in British English. That's something else. When I got to the UK, that was when I realized that there are lots of things that we say that are actually American English. We have been so influenced by America, and we say certain words that is not necessarily, used in Britain. And when you say it, like, you can even see people's reaction, right? It's proper English, it's correct English, but it's not UK vocab, right? So now that I'm saying crosswalk, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but anyway, zebra crossing, I think that's it, zebra crossing. You have zebra crossing with buttons, you can press it and tell the cars to wait. You don't have to cross like a mad person. Coming from Nigeria where you look left, look right, look left again. I still have to run across the road, to a place where crossing is much more sane. Like, you get to wherever it is, you press your button, it says wait, the cars will wait, and you cross majestically. Another impression I had of the UK was that it was calm. Yes, there's certain times of chaos, like public transports during rush hours. Oh my gosh, I have videos of the train station packed, the trains packed, the buses packed. Like, I hope I can put them in this video. There are moments of chaos like that, but generally, it's like a really calm country. It's like everybody's just going small. You're talking small. Everybody's queuing. It's like a running joke that the British people like to queue. Like, it's so true. It's like, oh no, you go first. Oh no, you go. Like, and I'm like, oh my gosh. It was such an amazing thing to feel. Like, this just a sense of, life doesn't have to be that hard. There's less craziness. Ooh, I forgot to talk about self-checkouts. I still miss that thing till today. Especially when I go to places like Boku, I go to Spa, and the queue is just so long, and there's that attendant that is just doing like this. And I'm like, I miss self-checkouts. So literally, there are these machines that you just go to with whatever it is that you've bought. You scan it, you pay with your card, and then you go. You print your receipts and then you go, right? Another thing, contactless payment. You take a card and you just tap it and you've paid. You can do this at the shops. You can do it when you go to eat. You can do it, on the bus, guys. Talk about convenience. So I think I've said calm, organized, clean, convenience. Oh my gosh, convenience. This thing where you want to use an app or you want to buy something and Nigeria is not always there. Living in the UK, you're living in a very powerful country. So every time you open, there's nothing that, everything is accessible to you. Everything, like everything. Once you open location, it's US, UK. Like your country, I'm saying your country. Well, your country, living in a country that is so powerful and like prioritized. It's a different feeling, guys. It's a different feeling. Like, I could use any app, I could go on any website, I could just do whatever I wanted to do. The accessibility, like, how am I saying this English correctly? Like, living there just gives you access to a lot of things that, even here to pay for ordinary Apple Music like this, you'll be sweating. Things like that. You can buy stuff from anywhere in the world. You can use any platform. Your card can work on any platform, guys. A British pounds card will work on any platform. Like, I miss all of that convenience. Oh gosh. It felt good to live in a country that is respected and is rated. I always thought the red buses were very cute because I used to see them in movies and in like videos online and pictures. And I thought, oh, they were so cute. I can't wait to go on the bus. I mean, they're so convenient, right? Especially when you live in a place that is like central. Sometimes you can just sit on one bus and it takes you to where you're going. Sometimes you have to change buses, but they're so convenient, right? And for the most part, they're on time, right? I was really impressed by them when I first got there. But there's this thing that happens to you when you live in a place for a while. You get used to it and you now start to have that attitude of, my bus is 2 minutes late. Ugh, how dare you? You will be saying, they come from Nigeria, but that's the thing. When you start to have different experiences, it changes you. It changes your expectations. You start expecting more. It raises your standards, I would just be like irritated if my train is 5 minutes late. Like, oh my gosh, where's this train? Where's this bus? You know? These things that I mentioned were the things that stood out to me right off the bat, you know, even before, you know, anything else. And I think that that's all for first impressions. Anyway, we've come to the end of today's video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back. If this is not the first video that you're watching, I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Bye.